Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm very happy to be here with you today. Do you get a sound coming? Hello, hello, hello. Is there a sound coming? Yeah, good, good. How do you do today? How is the weather? Would you like to speak? Would you like to ask a question or to say something or to share? Please feel free. There's extreme heat wave here in the area. I think it starts in Brazil and goes through all Africa, Asia, and so it's like 43 degrees at the moment. And in the evening, supposed to be a relief from the heat. Such temperature was taken here in 1939 or in 1907, so 85 years or so. Such temperature was not measured here in the area. I would like to start with the verse Vayehi Or, Vayehi Or, from Bereshit. Vayehi Or. And God said, let there be a light, and there was light. Vayehi Or. In the book of Zohar, we read about this term Vayehi Or, and there was light, Or Shekvar Haya, the light that was already, in a way, existing. There is no renewal of light. In other words, Bereshit, the first article, Bereshit, the first word that starts the Bible, Bereshit, is what is in a way cover, yes, or concealment of light. Do we understand that? Specifically, the word Bereshit that starts with Bet is a cover or a veil of light. Do we understand? The word Bereshit, or the letter Bet, which is two or duality, is exactly the coverage of light. In other words, Bereshit is a presupposing of non-existing thing. Because what happens if there's Bereshit? As we translate it into English, Bereshit is like in the beginning. If we suppose a beginning, what is the following conclusion? If there is a beginning, what should follow the beginning? If there is a beginning, an end. Yes, yes, exactly, Fernando. If there's a beginning, yes, 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 both of you correct, yes, yes, yes. If there is a beginning, there's supposed, yes, so, what supposed to follow is middle and the end or ending. So Bereshit means in the beginning. So if there is in the beginning supposed to be, this is rational thinking, if there's a beginning, there's also end. But there is a problem. Because there is no beginning, or end, because everything exists. There is no beginning and no end, because beginning is one side, yes, the beginning of the line or ending it from A to B, and there's in a way two, beginning and end, so there's none two. So what is the problem as you see it at the moment with the word Bereshit? What is the problem? And don't be afraid to slaughter holy cows. Yeah? Just don't be afraid. What is the problem of the word Bereshit? And everything is up to question. Yes? Everything is open to question and inquiry. What is the problematic junction while using the word Bereshit? What is so problematic about it? Yes, two heads, good. There is no article. Yes, yes. What else? Yes, yes. The problem with the word Bereshit, that what? First, it says or implies about beginning, which implies about the end. Yes, this is one problem, because we are in a way supposing linear thinking, because if there's a beginning, supposed to be end. Yes, this is the first problem. And it starts with two. Yes, and the two, what do they cover? What do they hide? The number two, what does the number two hide? What comes before two? Yes. So, the one is hidden. So, this is the problem with the word Bereshit. It hides the one, it hides the source. Yes? This is the first problem. It hides the source. And then there is a presupposing of what? Of beginning and end, of non-existing thing. Megan is asking, what are the two heads? Yes, and Neola, you are welcome to answer. What are the two heads? Yes, what are the two heads? If you want to say, if you want to answer here or later on Discord. So, did we understand what is the problematic, in a way, usage or using the word Bereshit? And now it is to slaughter many, many holy cows. But just putting the word or this sentence in a conversation, because, yes? So again, Bereshit does two things that are problematic. There's the word Bereshit hides the one, the source, and then also creates an illusion of what? Beginning and end, or two beginnings. This is in a way problematic moment, Bereshit, because there is a presupposing of non-existing thing. Two heads, or beginning and end. Yes, or two even. Question so far? Now, please feel free to ask questions or disagree. Yes? everything is open. So let's start and read the Bible by heart. Bereshit bara Elohim. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. So we have shamayim and aretz, and we have Bereshit, which is 2, and then we have shamayim and aretz, heaven and earth, which are 2. Ve'haaretz hayta tohu vavohu. Now the earth is split twice. Yes, again to tohu and vavohu. Veruach Elohim, and the Spirit of God is hovering above the face of the waters, when waters in Hebrew are duality. 2. We can count how many, let's say, objects we can find in those sentences or verses. And then, Vayomer Elohim, and God said, Yehi Or. Verse 3, Vayehi Or, and there was light. In the book of Zohar, they ask why the Bible says in Hebrew, Vayehi, using the Vav, Vayehi Or, because this Vayehi Or implies on previous light that already was or always existing, but is covered by the objects which the verses are mentioning. Do we understand that? Which kind of a light is it? Vayehi Or. Which kind of a light is it which is appearing in verse 3? On which kind of light? It's not the light, the switch light here. Light switch that we turn on and off. Yes? Awareness. Yes, this is the light. This is the light. So the question is, what, after all of this inquiry, what does the word Bereshit then implies of? Because if we now read again the Bereshit, what is the meaning of Bereshit? Is it in the beginning of times, like, let's say, scientists evaluate the age of or the time in which the universe exists? Is it this Bereshit? To what Bereshit implies? This is an open question. To what Bereshit is implying? Do we speak in a way scientifically Bereshit? What do we speak about? About the age of dinosaurs? Which kind of Bereshit is it? To whom do we speak? To whom does the Bible turn even? Bereshit speaks, yes, Bereshit speaks about a birth, about appearance, yes, when there's what we call birth is the appearance in time and space, the appearance in time and space. This is Bereshit. Bet 2, time and space, and Reshit, the beginning of time and space. Megan, Luke, and Yola, Fernando, Yanis questions so far. Or sharing, you can raise your hand and speak, share what you have to say. We do understand that the birth is, in a way, a presupposing. Yes, in what we call birth, there is a presupposing, because the appearance is something that exists in time and space. Is duality good sometimes? This is how it works. Look, this is how it works. It works. This is how life works. We need this. Yes, Fernando, would it be possible to relate this double beginning with the time of the soul and the time? Yes, Fernando, yes. In a way, the world to exist needs this duality. It works through duality. Yes, this is how it works. In a way, imagine in your mind scissors. Yes, scissors when we cut paper. Yes, something like this. When the scissors, yes, the scissors, they are closed. Yes, we have one thing and two rings for the fingers. Yes, when it's closed. But when we open the scissors, this one line, it opens into two, and then we have some kind of an angle. Yes, this is time and space, and then there's a reality that comes inside. This is how it goes. Yes, this is how it goes. This infinite, in a way, pulls back and sends back. Two things are happening at the same time, but because there's time, but pulls inside, and there's two arms of time and space, and then there's a birth. Yes. Would it possible to relate this double beginning with the time of the soul and the time of the body? Yes, like there's a soul hovering and there's a body, in a way, and there are two, because the soul is always there. Yes, it is. Yes. So, why do we have names? Have you thought about it? Why each and every one of those who are, in a way, being born here, let's say in this case humans, why do we receive name at the moment of birth? For what cause? For what cause a baby which is born here, somewhere now, all over the place, in 1 hour after the birth or before even people decide upon names, why do we name a baby? What for? Why do we name a baby? Why, let's say in our times, there's also ID, they get how do you say, ID number from the government or from the authority. Why just not to leave this baby with a ID number? Very good, Fernando, to individualize him. Yes, this is why we give them name. Yes. This is it. This is the meaning. Yes. There is a beautiful prophecy which says, Bayom Mahu, in that day, Yeh Hashem Echad, the name will be one, and yes, Bayom Mahu Yeh Hashem Echad, Ushmo Echad. So now, this is interesting. Now comes another question. Because we are here, and there are different names. There are different names in one source. How can we explain that? That we have, let's say, here, meeting, there are several names, but there is one source. How can we explain the different names? What is the meaning, yes, of the fact that each and every one of us has a different name? To what purpose? What is the purpose? Let's say if there's, yes, we name a baby to individualize consciousness. One son, many, yes, 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 that's correct. That's correct. But what is the usage of us having different names? Because you're right, at the moment of birth, a baby gets a name to create individuation, or supposedly that he will carry the name, and the name is attached to a body, space and time, and this is his story. But what, why? Why to create such a construct? For what reason? To create conversation. Yes. 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 Relation. This is it. Relation. This is it. But there aren't, it's a non-dualism. There aren't two. Just an example. When you, let's say, walk on the street and you see different people walking or riding bicycles or skateboarding, whatever they do, how do you perceive them? Do you see them as human being like me, in brackets, or he has a better car, or he has a pink rollerblades? What is happening in the moment of in the field? What is happening when the human eyes, yes, are detecting other humans in other activities, in different dressing, in speaking different languages? Each one behaves a bit differently. Each one carries himself or herself differently. What happens in an instant of a moment when the human eye meets another human being? Yes, and what happens? What happens when we see another person? What happens before, if we're honest, once the human eye, I don't say even my eye or your eye, what happens in an instant? It's not even to measure on how do you say, on a stopper. What happens when the human eyes detect another object? Let's make it simple. Not another human, competitive. Let's say when we see a cat, what happens? So the question is, when we see another human, do we think it's another human, like all other humans, or in an instant what crosses the mind, if we're honest, is another one and comes a measuring or comparing? Yes. Yes. In an instant, and it's not a free choice. Yes. comes judgment. Either it's above or beneath. Are they dressing in fashion or not? Or what kind of fashion, or what language do they speak? Even just to detect what language. In Israel, there are many, many languages are spoken here. Yes? So, this is without, it's funny, we don't even need to give consent to judgment. Yes? It's just judging. There is a judging. Now, where does the judging, judging is a verbing, yes? Where does the judging come from? And this is happening to all of us without even giving consent. Where does it come from? Nobody asks us, yes? Yes, this is the mechanical. Yes, it happens mechanically. Yes. This is mechanically happening. We grew in a certain surrounding, all of us. Each and every one of us grew somewhere in certain circumstances. And once there's a seeing or recognizing of a different kind of human, comes tak, judgment, tak. It's not even a judgment, it's judging. This is a verbing. It happens all the time. Yes? And what we can do is just laugh about it. Yes? Because we did not choose the judging, the credential on which we are judging. Yes? We also did not term them. Do we understand that? That judging is happening mechanically. It's mechanically happening. And the criterion, how do you say criteria, on which we are judging, or judgment or judging is happening in us, we don't even create those criterias. Yes? Two things. We did not give consent to judging. It comes with a mechanical. We did not decide. This is what comes. Yes? And another thing, the criteria upon which we are judging. Yes? Also, we did not give consent about it. This is just the conditioning that happens through the, let's say, meeting of male and female that deliver birth during the generation. This conditioning we did not create as well. Yes. Yes. So what happens is some people, they go to life and they're very upset. Yes, when they go and meet other people and different kinds of lifestyles and different kinds of behavior. There are many as people are, yes? But all of those things, we did not, I would like in a way that we shall see how much is not in our control. Judging is not in our control. The criteria upon which we're judging is not in our control. This is a pre-given, yes, conditioning. We did not create this. So this is not in our hand. The only thing that we can do when it is appearing or when judging is coming or occurring is to laugh at it. Okay, here, judge, you show yourself, you show your face, your ancient story, yes? This is interesting because since Israel is a melting pot, this happening all the time. People are coming here from all kinds of places all over the world. And it is always a wonder, where do they come from? What kind of language they speak? And there's a wondering, the Spanish, Portuguese, French, Russian, Ukraine, African language, who knows? But this is what is happening. It's not in our control. And okay, it appears because we go to life and different humans are coming with their conditions, meeting our conditions, but don't get upset or involved about it because this is what is happening. We can only laugh at it. Or Yes, hello from the UK. And what we can just do is just laugh about it. Or we can learn from other humans. Yes? When we can learn or we don't, this is interesting. What judging do is always putting, this is duality. What judging does is just to put someone above someone. Yes? This is better than this. This is more beautiful than this. But if we look at and see that there are humans here all over the place, yes, and we can learn because they're also human and they're in the same conditioning or the same mechanical experience that we have, they also have, and there is no difference. Because this selfing brain will tell us that we have a certain name, yes, and we have, let's say, certain experience, and this is what makes us special. Yes, sometimes this special, yes, like the song says, brings walls between people and people cannot communicate. But there's also a way to say is a human, and maybe we can learn because this all of us, the same laws are happening to all of us. Yes, everybody experience air and rain, yes, and night and day, and hunger and tiredness and nervousness. So, and all of us are in a way appearing in space and time. We are carrying in a way different kind of consciousness, yes? Or we are not carrying the consciousness, this is opposite. Yes. We are not carrying the consciousness. Consciousness is moving through us. Yes. We're not carrying consciousness. Questions? Did it happen to you when you were locked in yourself? Yes, in the moment, and you were locked, yes, in certain kind of a mindset, and you could not be available for what is happening. Did it happen to you once or twice? That the head or the thoughts were occupied with some kind of an idea that happened in the past or will happen in the future, or something that happens to a friend of a friend when you were somewhere and you were not present in the moment. What happens, yes, it's interesting because when there's a cat, and if you pet a cat and the thought for a single split of a second is not there, the cat will always feel by the touch that you're not there, and he will do something. Yes, he will reflect it. It happens, yes, many times that we are occupied, yes, with thoughts, yes, or with some kinds, yes, of ideas that has nothing to do with the occurring moment, and we are not available, yes. Because what is the meaning of to be occupied with a thought? It's like a seat, yes, there's a space in the head and we are occupied, so there's someone, this entity, yes, sitting on a seat, and then there's no vacancy. Yes, it's a waste of time. This is a huge waste of time. Yes, being occupied with thoughts. It's people always afraid of losing money. Yes, or not making enough money. Yes, but we give, but occupied, be occupied, it's a waste. Yes. The thought is a matter, is a matter. Yes, something, the thought, yes, is a matter. It has a physical dimension. Yes, and it takes a lot of resources. Yes, from us. This is first thing. A lot of battery. A lot of battery is needed for thinking. When we are thinking too much, we're drying. Yes, yes, we are drying ourselves because there's too much goes for the thought, for the matter, and not for what is. Because what is in the moment is very simple. Yes, in the moment, because what happens is in the moment there's breathing. Yes, we inhale, exhale. This is something that happens in the moment. Yes, and breathing is just a flow of air, moves in and out, in and out. There's space. Yes, if there is no need in thinking, yes, let's say if we don't need to navigate somewhere or to find something, so in a way there is no need of thinking. Yes, because what's thinking, and this is the, in a way, the problem, yes, that comes with it once thinking happens. Yes, the ego jumps, or the individual in us, or the ego call it, he jumps on this ride. Yes, because it takes itself as separate, in a way, being. So he joins it. So it is interesting, let's say, because there are moments in the day of all kinds of things are happening, sometimes happiness, sometimes sadness, sometimes anger. So if the things are appearing, yes, like in the sky, sometimes there's a bird, yes, sometimes there's an airplane, sometimes there's a butterfly, yes, but like those things, also we have like all kinds of sentiments or feeling that arises. They're coming as because the body is an object and there's conditioning. Is it hot? Is it cold? And creates all kind of things and senses. Sometimes it's pleasant, not pleasant, impossible to stand in the heat. You feel the head is just so. Admitting in the moment in what is happening or what is occurring is one thing. To admit it's cold, it's warm, or I got agitated, or I'm agitated for a moment, yes? But once we are injecting, and this is it, once we are charging or injecting a thought in what is happening in the moment, starts involvement. Because there cannot be thinking unless if it is the me, yes, who thinks and starts deep injection to what rises, and from just being uncomfortable, suddenly there's a story or caravan of story comes into it, because there's a lot of injection of thought streams into this moment, and suddenly this moment is charged with stories, with whatever, and this causes a lot of heaviness. Yes, an unnecessary burden and exhaustion. There is no need in it. The thinking is not yours. Yes, the thinking is not. We are always convinced that if we think, this is my thinking. This is not. Thinking is something that mechanically happens. Yes. Again, what happens in the moment? Let's say it is cold at the moment. So, shivering, okay, wear a sweater, put a heating, something warm to drink. We admit, yes, it is cold, or opposite, or it's hot. There's a heat wave today. Yes, very, very hot, more than 100 Fahrenheit or 43 degrees. So to admit and to behave in a way accordingly in the moment, yes, but not inject the process of thinking or charging the moment with much more than is happening. Because what happens, just a little moment, there's a heat wave. So all the news agencies, yes, the social media, they are puffing and muffing and charging and creating animosity. So just to admit a fact, this is what is happening. This is in terms of weather. Or in relation to, let's say, person, or not person, but one human. It is cold, it is warm, I'm hungry, I'm sad also. It's not that I am sad, sadness rises. Okay, so there is sadness. Not to say I am, because it's not I, the I. Yes, the one, the absolute, the origin is not sad. I am not sad. This is very, 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 very important to say. I am not sad and I am not happy. Because in the origin, we don't have all those appearances and differences. There is, in a way, happiness that appears, yes, or sadness that appears, or is hosted, yes, at the firmament of consciousness. It is not I am who is happy or I am who is sad, because people, this is what people start telling themselves, yes? And quickly they go to social media, and there's the moment there's appearance of sadness, so to speak. And immediately people are Googling, wow, you are in a Great Depression. No, just a moment, there's a sunset, and there's like, okay, clouds are coming. It's like a moment that moves, yeah. Just let it be. But if we already injecting, yes, the train of thoughts into it, it becomes, how do you say, a monstrance, yes? So whatever comes, sadness, tiredness, or what appears in the firmament, in our firmament of consciousness, is just appearance of a moment. But there's no need to charge it with this train of thoughts. Yes, because the train is, we cannot stop the train. Yes, we can say, okay, train, you're coming. Oh, you're not necessary here. Just move, do something else. Yes, because what happens starts digging and blaming and self-judging, and there's no need. There's appearances of moment. Yes, sit in front of the window. Once you will see a bird, once you will see a butterfly, once you will see a tree. There are different appearances and different sounds. Yes, nothing is aimed at me specifically, and nothing is against me or us or pro us. Yes, this is just life. in a way, and this is the great, in a way, not loss, but once we are thinking, yes, there is an absence of being. Meaning, there's like wandering thoughts, like we see in cartoons, there's like clouds, and we are invested in those clouds, yes. And there's a butterfly, just an example, on the table. And we are there, yes, so to speak, far away. And the thing is that, and in a way, return to the question of why do we have names, or why do we get names at the moment of birth, and sense of individuation. What happens when the train of thinking starts? Yes, we immediately, yes, this ego says, I'm thinking. Yes, it is me. And then this me is somewhere there. Yes, so two things. There isn't any me, and there isn't any way there. Yes, this is just, in a way, distraction. Don't need to do anything. We don't need to do anything. Thinking is a mechanical happening. Yes, thinking is a mechanical happening. The thinking, in a way, is a cloud, yes, that covers our being. It's some kind of a cloud, yes. We don't need to be in a fear or anxiety, yes, because what happens is the thought is a fast train, yes, to fear and anxiety, yes. Not engage the thoughts. If we read, let's say, literature, stories or books, this is something that, let's say, the thought is reading, or we are reading, so there is, like, in a way, frame a story or something. But to pour ourselves, or to hook ourselves into all kinds of social media, which is researches already proves that all news agencies are just pushing negativity, and tribalism is not recommended. I see for myself as well that, in a way, there's like books that I'm reading at the moment, checking the weather, and in a way being here with you, so not to lean on, because sometimes we feel that there is a empty moment, or they call it a dead moment, yes, and see what is happening, yes. This is it. See what is happening, because what in the moment nothing is happening. This is the thinking tell us. See what is happening, and then see or watch this agency. No, what will you get? It's not what is happening, and you will get more troubles, because you immediately we see something, we are engaged. Yes, we are engaged in the topic which is mentioned, and we are there and we are bothered. Yes, yes, what will happen, and so it is very simple that life, yes, is just, and here we see we come in a way in a very interesting times now, 224 after like 8 or 10 years of social media. We're coming in an interesting junction when we are in a way choose life and choose our connections and contacts. Yes, and it brings a sense of peace. Yes, yes, to choose life. Yes, to choose life. Yes, 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 to choose life. And friendliness. Yes, because being, yes, I always find life in our, thank you. Because sometimes I ask myself, yeah, I ask myself why, 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 why we are gathering here. I ask myself, and I say, and then I say, but there's a sense of friendliness and friendship here that is not, that you cannot find it when you browse the web, or even when you research. If you research, so it's go for the research is like knowledge, information, sorting information, but it does not answer the quest for truth. So, and the truth also, with the truth also comes peace. Yes, with the truth they're coming together. They're coming together. They always come together, and both of them in a way are coming with space. Yes, it's not both, it's one thing, because shalom and emet, yes, we learn in the language of the spheres that are the middle line. Yes, they always come with space and transparency. While there is no truth, there's always something like a wall, a grudge, or something. So truth and peace, there's a sense of emptiness. This is, and it's a lot of life in it. Any questions or thoughts or things that you would like to share? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I would like to thank each and every one of you personally, yes, for participating in this beautiful session in those specific hours. And I would like us, if you wish to continue the conversation, asking, questioning, sharing on Discord whenever you like. For Passover, you want to read Yes, yes, any recommendation to read? I think there's a beautiful chapter in Exodus 12. In Exodus 12. Thank you. Thank you so much, yes, for being with us today. Thank you for being in this space that holds truth, yes, and peace and life. Thank you so much. And shalom, shalom, and see you soon. Toda.